Eneo hili si hivyo. Mambo ni matatu.
Ladies and gentlemen, Uhuru Kenyatta is back. And Uhuru Kenyatta is back with a move that has actually shocked the ODM brigades. Uhuru Kenyatta removed Junet Mohamed as the Azimio Coalition Secretary General and replaced him with Omondi Karoli. Uhuru Kenyatta also appointed Wiper leader Kalonzo Musyoka as the Azimio new leader. In this video, I want to reveal to you guys the dark secrets behind Uhuru Kenyatta's move. Because if you were to look at it critically, Raila Odinga passed on, and it was just fair for Uhuru Kenyatta to replace Raila with Wiper leader because he was Raila Odinga's deputy. But if you were to look at the strength of the political parties, then it would have been fair for him to replace him with Oburu Odinga. But let us forget about that. Let us look at Karoli Omondi. Why do you think Uhuru Kenyatta picked Karoli Omondi? Karoli Omondi is currently one of the key rebels who are opposed to William Ruto in ODM party, especially from the Luo Nation. And Karoli Omondi has already made it very clear that he's not going to defend his seat on ODM party ticket.
That decision has not been made.
Okay, let me hear what Honorable Karoli has to say about this, because this was a direct attack towards ODM of having two camps.
First, let me thank His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga for the invite, personal invite to the ODM celebrations. Your intellectual energy and pioneering vision as a founder of ODM provided the scaffolding on which the movement was built. I thank him very much for that. Anyway, let me explain this. ODM today is not what it was 20 years ago. When we formed ODM and we first went to elections in 2007, in a parliament of 2010 members, ODM won 96 seats on its own. Then we had another 9 affiliates. By 2013, in a parliament of 290, we were down to, I think, 87. We have gone down further. So we are not what the strength that we once were. And let's not pretend. The idea of broad-based has brought a lot of schism in the party. There are two different schools of thought about it. So let's not pretend. We cannot lie to people. Our supporters are not children. Yeah, let's just be honest with them. There's a group that does not support the idea of engaging with the president. You remember they held rallies against us as a whole. Then they split. And then there's a group that supports that. If you saw what happened in Kisii, the jamboree that ODM had in Kisii, there was not a single elected member of parliament on ODM in Kisii or in Nyamira that attended that function.
And if Omondi Karoli has made it clear that he's not going to defend his seat on ODM party ticket, do you think Karoli can represent the interest of ODM party in Azimio Coalition? Yet Uhuru Kenyatta, in his own wisdom, decided to pick him. It simply means there is something he wanted to achieve. And for those who've been following the political development in ODM party, and of course Omondi Karoli, he's one of the guys who are deeply rooted in ODM party. He provided Orange House. He was Raila Odinga's close confidant before they parted ways, and again after that he came back. But importantly, after Raila Odinga lost in 2022, Karoli Omondi pushed ODM party out of Orange House. As we speak, ODM party is operating from a different location. That is the man Uhuru Kenyatta has picked and replaced with Junet Mohamed. We all know that Junet Mohamed was one of Raila Odinga's closest allies. So you can understand why Uhuru Kenyatta has kicked him out. But for me, I also believe that Uhuru Kenyatta has kicked Junet Mohamed out because Junet Mohamed once revealed the person who ate money for agents.
There's talk about 500 million shillings that was supposed to be paid to agents.
Yeah.
And that money disappeared in the wind. What happened?
Jeff, I have given a very thorough communication on that matter. It's still posted on my social media accounts. I have said where the money is. I have said how the money was supposed to be paid through Safaricom by the click of a button of a computer by a man called Patrick Mburu. All those people are still alive. No one has responded to me. I am willing even to share with them a bench so that we can remind each other how things were to be done. So, so they should respond. They are alive. They are not dead.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about people who have died. The money of the agent was with the people I have mentioned in my statement.
But if you are going to look at why he appointed Kalonzo as the new leader, that is also symbolic. It simply means that Uhuru Kenyatta is also likely to support Kalonzo Musyoka as the next presidential candidate under Azimio. But remember, Kalonzo, the guy Uhuru has appointed, at one point also made it very clear that Azimio was dead. So everybody is confused.
Whatever was Azimio la Umoja One came, and this is a very unfortunate state, but it is a reality. When our friends in ODM openly signed agreement with Kenya Kwanza outside Kenyatta Conference Center, in my view, that marked the end of Azimio. So we have to be realistic. We have to be realistic because while a democratic movement cannot remain alone in Azimio. So this is a statement of fact.
So in this video, I want us to look at or to try and dissect Uhuru Kenyatta's, because in politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, my understanding of this move by Uhuru Kenyatta are as follows. Number one, Uhuru Kenyatta is setting the stage for Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka's presidential bid in 2027. I can now confidently confirm that Uhuru Kenyatta is going to support Kalonzo Musyoka, because just the other day it was revealed that Kalonzo brokered a deal or a handshake between Uhuru and Rigathi, and it was brokered outside the country. As we speak, Kalonzo Musyoka is supposed to go to the United States of America for a high-level meeting, which means at the international level, probably they've agreed that the person they are going to front for the presidency is Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. But the biggest question then is, where does this leave Fred Okengo Matiang'i? Because we all know that Matiang'i is also running for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya. And he was banking 100% on the support of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Those are facts. So if Uhuru is now pushing for Kalonzo, where is the fate of Fred Matiang'i? Do we conclude that Matiang'i is either going to be a running mate or is going to be accommodated within the coalition arrangement? Because remember, Matiang'i is Jubilee. Jubilee is in Azimio. That's very important. Importantly, where does this now leave Rigathi? Because Rigathi is not a member of Azimio. Rigathi is not a member of Azimio. He came from UDA, then he joined which political party? DCP. Under another coalition called the United Opposition. Could Uhuru Kenyatta be trying to strategically isolate Rigathi Gachagua from Kalonzo?
Personally, and the whole fraternity of DCP, we have no space in Azimio. And even going forward, we cannot recognize it at all. And if we are going to make any formation forward, it should not be Azimio at all. That one we are going to reject it in totality. And I will tell you, this broad day, We cannot allow to be fixed to that particular cocoon. And there we are not going to, let me tell you, it is upon to Kalonzo Musyoka and whoever else in that, who is that, in that particular fraternity of Azimio to decide whether to work outside or inside Azimio.
So this is just increasing the problems you already have.
I am telling you, this is a total confusion and we cannot buy the idea. Uhuru is taking us back to those old days where we cannot get back to. As a DCP, we cannot even dare to be part of Azimio at any single day. And the other big question is, we have a big battle of ODM. Which ODM are you bringing back to Azimio? The Oburu ODM faction or the Young Tax faction? And if the idea is to bring this young team to Azimio, why can't this young team look for an entity and they join the other bigger fraternity of United Opposition as an entity? We can't buy that idea of rubbish, and we cannot go that direction.
Wow. Those will emerge clearly as we push forward. So that's my first take. Number two, this could also be a strategy to provoke ODM party for a fight. Two camps have clearly emerged in ODM party. One camp pro-broad-based government, the other camp anti-broad-based government. Now, apart from all this, there is the parliamentary leadership. ODM is the minority party in parliament, which means they produce the minority leader, the minority whip, both in the Senate and at the National Assembly. So what message is Uhuru trying to say? For example, for Junet, he has been removed as the SG of Azimio. Is he telling Junet that we can actually come for your seat? Because tomorrow, Karoli can actually write a letter to the speaker that as Azimio coalition, we are replacing Junet with Karoli Omondi. What will stop them? Because at the Senate, they are comfortable because Sifuna is part of them. So they might not need to act. So they want to do this so that ODM can react, especially the other part. Then once they react, then they'll be told, you are under this coalition. If you have to join the other coalition, please exit. Because ODM is beginning talks with the UDA. So which means they're likely also to come up with another coalition. I doubt if the constitution will allow ODM to be members of two different coalitions. I doubt that they signed this with UDA and the other Azimio is still intact. They'll have to forfeit one. So these are the discussions Uhuru Kenyatta is actually trying to provoke. And number three, which is very, very important, I'm looking at this as the beginning of 2027 presidential campaigns or 2027 politics. If you look at Uhuru, you look at Kalonzo and their camp, we have the United Opposition, we have Azimio. Uhuru is coming and is appointing Kalonzo as the Azimio leader. Kalonzo is seeing an opportunity. But remember, Kalonzo also belongs to the United Opposition. Is Uhuru part of the United Opposition? I don't know. Can we have a situation where we have two coalitions? Kalonzo being a member of Azimio, being a member of United, is it possible? Or is Uhuru Kenyatta trying to sabotage that United Opposition so that he will take charge, but as Azimio, so that Rigathi and other parties coming through as United Opposition will now then join Azimio coalition? I don't know. Maybe you could let me know. And number four, I'm looking at this as Uhuru Kenyatta's wider strategy to try and accommodate the ODM rebels. He tried to accommodate them by crafting for them a formation or a vehicle in the name of Kenya Moja. When Wamushomba left Kenya Moja died a natural death. That's the fact. So which means, as we speak, those rebels of ODM They can only hide behind, is it, Uburu has a Linda Chama, they also had Linda people, Linda Wananchi. But those are amorphous, if you had to ask me. So maybe Uhuru wants them to come back to Azimio. Then they can say, okay, us, we are still with Azimio, because Azimio and ODM probably, because of the memory of the presidential race, the memory of the last campaign, Azimio still, ODM supporters can still relate to Azimio. So it will be easier for these guys to come through as Azimio. Then when they rebel, they'll rebel as, you know, these other guys will go to Ruto. For them, they'll say, sisi tumebaki Azimio. Then now, they can now then craft a coalition arrangement with Kenya, with the united opposition. I'm looking at it as that. And importantly, this move, Uhuru Kenyatta is telling Kenyans that I'm back in politics. I'm ready for a fight. Let us wait and see how this is going to pan out moving forward. But until next time, this is Lee McQueen. Bye-bye.